Welcome to tonight's call. The title that I picked for tonight is How to Work with, Not Against, the three core emotions that impact how women show up for ourselves. These three emotions that we're going to discuss is fear, shame, and guilt. And we're going to break this up into three parts. One is I'm going to define each one of these emotions, and then we're going to talk about how it shows up in our daily life. And then we're going to talk about how to work with it, not against it, so that way we can improve. So, are y'all ready to dive in, ladies? Okay. All right, so let's define it. Well, let me say the reason why I chose tonight is because I fear. That was number one. I feel that these three emotions hold us back from showing up for ourselves. So that's why I wanted to bring it to light because I'm seeing this a lot, and I hope that you resonate on some level of what we're going to discuss tonight. So that way you can use these tools that we'll discuss to help push you forward towards your goals. So the first emotion that I'm going to bring up is fear. And fear essentially is, what if I fail, or what if I'm not good enough? These are two things that come to mind. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? We're fearing the what if factor, and it often shows up as procrastination or avoidance altogether. So we're not taking action because fear is holding us back. And if you can think of some things that you have not taken action on because of the fear of failure, the fear of feeling like you're not deserving, not good enough, we need to address this. Let's define shame. Shame is something is wrong with me. This is the way we feel about it. It makes us want to hide. It's not about what we did, but it's who we think we are because of whatever we did or whatever we think we did. It's more of an identity at this point. Like, I did that thing or I'm doing that thing and I feel so shame. So something's wrong with me and it's who I am. And guilt is, I did something wrong. It's usually tied to the action, and we usually want to make it right. Like, how can we make this better? All right, so let's talk about how they show up in our daily life. So, fear is an example. Could be not starting a workout routine because of fear of failing again. Maybe you've tried it, you have, in your perspective, failed. And so now starting anything, this is workout or anything, starting anything can keep you, or fear can keep you from doing it because of the history of quitting, and you don't want to fail again. You don't want to feel that negative emotion. This repeated failure will lead to inaction, will lead you to not following through again because you don't want to feel the feeling of failure. Shame, feeling of unworthy of rest or care because maybe you've let yourself go. You feel like something may be wrong with you because you've let yourself go, or this is the perspective. So you feel unworthy to rest or take care of your body because you, maybe it's punishment. Maybe you deserve it. This is the feeling that shame shows up as. Negative self-talk. I am lazy. I am not disciplined. The negative self-talk shows up when shame is present. Shame turns a not healthy choice, like we talk about treats, flexibility with yourself, not being perfect at anything. But shame shows up when you feel like you're not. doing what you need to do. So shame turns a not healthy choice into a reflection of identity. Well, I didn't work out this week. I knew that I was a failure. I knew that I couldn't do this. We identify ourselves that we are the problem and why we can't accomplish X, Y, and Z, accomplish the goal that we want. We feel like we're identifying as that. So that's how shame shows up. Guilt. Taking time for ourselves feels like we're being selfish, a bad mom, a bad spouse, a bad friend. Taking that time for ourselves and when guilt's present, we feel like we're letting someone down. For example, having 30 minutes to yourself, but choosing to do laundry or doing something that is serving someone else because it feels selfish to put that 30 minutes to yourself, to self improvement, to self-care. Guilt happens when choosing self-care over endless responsibilities. And that also could be time and money investment in yourself, investing time or investing money. It could feel like for self-care, you could feel guilty because you feel like that time or that money should go to something else for someone else. So these three things can be very detrimental, dangerous to our overall mental and physical health. So how can we work with it, not against these emotions? It can be dangerous because if we let these emotions be the driver of our vehicle, because if we let these emotions, they can be present, they can be in the passenger seat, but they can't be the driver, because if they drive our decisions, it will quietly, at least, derail momentum. If it's not instant, it will derail momentum. And this is something that you will continuously struggle with when you're working on yourself. So, how can we work with it? Fear, think compassion, and courage. Think compassion and courage when fear is present. What would I do if I trusted myself, even a little? So let's go back to that example of not doing your workout routine, or not starting a workout routine, or not starting what you know needs to be done so you can achieve the result that you want, to be healthier, to be stronger, whatever that is. And you're having trouble starting, or you're having trouble committing because you have this self doubt. You're like, I don't want to feel the failure. So I don't want to give myself this target or this expectation if I'm just going to fail and feel failure, and I don't want to do it. Okay. But if we're giving ourselves compassion and we're showing up courageously, then what would I do if I gave myself a little trust? That's how we need to approach fear, is that thinking that fear's there to try to keep us safe, but we need to push past fear so we can accomplish the goals we want. And we need to build that trust with ourselves and give ourselves compassion. And also look at fear as not such a negative thing. Look at it as, okay, it's a safety mechanism right there. But I'm not going to be able to accomplish the goals I want if I don't face fear and I don't push past it, and believing myself, giving myself compassion. And that is the tool. That is the tool that I want you to use. Okay, shame. When shame is present, we approach it with curiosity and connection. Curiosity, is this really me? Am I identifying myself as being this bad person, being unworthy? Is this really true, or is this a story that I've been told? maybe in the past, or story that I created because of experiences. Is this really real? We got to show up with curiosity, call it out for what it is, because you are worthy. We don't identify ourselves as bad because we didn't accomplish an intention, a target, an expectation that we want to achieve. Expectations are good, standards are good, but we shouldn't so-called validate when we don't accomplish it as that we, that, oh, I knew you wouldn't be able to do that because you're bad. You are incapable, because that's not true. You're identifying yourself as bad or incapable, and that's not true. So we got to call the story out, show up with curiosity, reconnect with yourself, use these tools to keep moving forward shame free. Guilt. What we want to do when guilt approaches, and which we know guilt is going to show up with the people pleasing people. Guilt is there. So we got to check our values and remember our boundaries. Checking our values and remembering our boundaries. Okay. Does this guilt align with my values? Okay. So if we have this intention of doing workouts, but then we have the time available, we schedule out that time available, and let's say it's 30 minutes, but then we think, oh man, I really should do this for X, Y, and Z. Or maybe there's a phone call coming in and it's a friend, or it's somebody that needs to talk to you at that time, and then you're having to choose. Okay, it's time to set some boundaries, think about your values again, and remember that there's always going to be a need to other people are going to need you. There's always going to be that. You're always going to be, if you're a mom, you're always going to be needed. If you're a spouse, you're always going to be needed. Your friends, they're going to need, everybody's going to need from you. So it's going to be very important to set those boundaries so you can take care of you, so you can accomplish your health and fitness goals that you desire, so you can live a long life, so you can live healthy, improve the quality of your life. And if we cannot do that if we're feeling guilt every time that we're taking time out for ourselves. Value checks and setting the boundaries. So these 3 emotions are going to be present, okay? And they can be there. They can be like, hey, you can look over. I'm actually in the car, so I can look over and be like, okay, shame, I see you. I see you. Hey, guilt. Hey, I know why you're here. Hey, fear, what's up? You're coming around again? Okay. You can be there, but I'm not going to let you drive my decisions. I understand the reason that you're there. But if I let you take over the decision, then eventually you will derail my momentum. And I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to take care of myself, to live a long life. I'm on a mission. So I can't let you hold me back from that. I would like maybe an example, if you have one, of how one of these emotions maybe have held you back, and maybe how you are overcoming it, or maybe not yet. So fear, shame, and guilt. Do you have an example to share?
I'm a people pleaser. As anyone who knows me knows, I have learned to set boundaries and stuff. But especially during tax season, last year was the first year that I actually did all of my workouts every week during tax season, because you know what? My clients can wait, the tax returns can wait. I'm doing that for me, and I need to make myself more important.
Yes, because those responsibilities are endless. Like you sit there and do every task. You could work. There's never an hour limit. Like you could keep going and going
Yeah,
and going. You realize that you can say, "Well, I don't have time," but that is just letting them take. Not intentionally. It's just they
right.
need you. They
No,
need. They need. And we have to set that boundary. Well, okay, well, my needs matter too, so I've got to make time for me, and then I will pick back up with those responsibilities. So it's good. Love it. Laura, do you have an example on any of these three emotions?
Um, I think I'm currently still in the, well, I have a recent fear because I wasn't feeling so great during my last workout, and I've been walking more, but I haven't worked out because I'm afraid that the same thing's going to happen again. So I'm trying to overcome that and take as many precautions as possible.
Mhm.
I don't know if this is what you meant by this.
Yeah, no, yeah. And the tool would be, okay, what if I just tried it again? What if I just said, oh, you know what? I'm gonna try it again. And even if it did not go as good as I wanted it to, I'm giving it my best shot because that's what this compassion and courage, that's the tools from that fear. So what would it look like if I just gave it my best shot again? Because even if you did spark the failure, like you felt like, okay, I didn't do as good as I wanted to do when I showed up again, we do not want it to come. I knew that this was going to happen, right? Like that's spiraling behavior. So it's about just being courageous, trying it again, and doing the best you can, and then just keep showing up. Keep showing up. You know why fear is present. It's to keep you safe, but we will not be able to change if we don't embrace it and understand why it's there, but just continuing to be courageous and show back up again, giving it your best shot. So yeah, that was a perfect example. I'm gonna share mine real quick. And Rebecca, if you want to share, do you want to share, Rebecca?
I know at the beginning I was fearful to like start the workout because I didn't know if I could like do do it properly. But like you said, once you do it, sometimes it just, you know, you do it and you confidence gets stronger and you do it
Mhm.
more and more.
Yep, you built up trust. That's what you did. So belief in yourself. So now it's kind of you've got the momentum, which is lovely. And you had to embrace that fear in the beginning to get that. And now you've been doing 3 workouts a week for I don't even know how many weeks, girl. I mean, it's been a long time. You've been doing that. So you've built up the momentum, you've built up the trust, the belief in yourself, and now you're on fire. So that's good. That's what we want. And so now, no matter what, you've earned that belief in yourself. You know you can do it. So that's a good example. Okay, let me share mine real quick. I feel like shame has held me back for many years in the past because I would always, and this can be related to many things, but yes, like our health and fitness. Um, if whenever I would work on working out and I didn't feel like I performed very well or whatever, I would always identify myself as, well, maybe something's wrong with me, why I can't chase this career path that I want, or why can't I do these things that I see other people do. And shame really did control my life many years ago. And honestly, and even building the business, shame showed up like, who do you think you are? You're not capable. You're not going to be able to do this. You're not worthy enough. Like the shame showed up because every time that I felt like a failure working on goals, because you're going to feel it, you're going to feel it. I would always say, see, you're not meant to. Like it's something wrong with you. But now I've addressed it. I'm like, okay, you're not real. I see you over there, reminding me of all the things, but I shift. I'm like, okay, is this really real? First of all, curiosity from shame and connection from shame. So I connect with myself. I'm like, yeah, you do deserve this, girl. You are worthy enough. You can do it. As long as I put my mind to it, as long as I stay consistent, no matter how many times I fail, I'm going to up level my life. If it's health and fitness, if it's business, whatever it is, as long as I put my mind to it, no matter how many times I experience failure, I just keep showing up and I improve my life, period. And that is the tools. Okay. Anything else? Was it helpful?
Yes, very helpful.